Good morning. It is Tuesday morning, 7:15. Managed to get here a bit earlier. I've done my little warm-up. Only fell over once, and that's because I tried to do a jump 180 before before warming up, and you know, when your body's cold and it's like, oh, what are you trying to make me do? Yeah, so I fell over. I'm going to do a couple of jumps onto this little box thing, roll down it and then come off. Haven't tried that before, so I thought it would be good as a little startup thing to do. And as I gain more confidence, I might try doing some 180s on it. I'm going to practice the 360's a little bit more, but not too much, maybe just 10 on each side. And then I'm going to go back to the bowl and work on the bowl because it's been a long time. Yeah, I don't want the progress that I made so far in conquering fear and getting better at the sit downs and the stand ups to have gone to waste. So we definitely need to do some bowl work today. So a couple of reps on the little box, about 5 or 10 reps on either side, 360's, and then down to the bowl. Okay, let's get set up. All right, let's see what we can do. Oh boy. That was scary, but I forced myself to scissor my feet as quickly as possible and it kind of went okay. Cool, that's 3. Let's go for 20. 4, 5, 11, 12, 19, and 20. That last jump was a bit weird, bit of a stretch. But yeah, this doesn't seem like a problem. First jump was very sketchy. Second, third, fourth was getting used to it, and by the 5th time I was basically jumping and angling my body correctly so that I would land on it and go down properly. So yeah, I'm happy with that so far. Let's try a 180 off the end. That was a fall, but that was fine. So yeah, when I'm turning 180, when I'm going down it, I'm leaning forwards. So when I turn 180, I continue to lean like forwards, but it's the wrong way forward, so my feet are starting to get away from me. When I turn 180, I need to kind of lean back a little bit to land squarely on my feet. I'm currently landing way too on my toes. Yeah, better. Yeah, no problem. Get to 3. 3. 4. 5. Yeah, I was going at it quite slow to give myself enough time to figure out what I want to do with my body. I guess I can increase the speed a little bit. I'll try one with a bit more speed, but because yeah, I was basically not jumping, not kind of jumping onto it like this. I was jumping onto it like this, boom, and then rolling, and then I've got plenty of time. So what I really want is to be able to go boom, boom, really fluid. Just land and then do the 180. Let's try one of those with a bit more speed. Well, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I had more speed then or if I just... Let's try one more. Well, there was definitely speed on that one because I could feel the wind rushing through my helmet and in my face. So yeah, I'm pretty happy that I can keep working on that another day. Okay, let's go back to the 360s and do 10 on each side. That last one worked. I was trying to focus on tucking in my arms to get a better spin. The first time over there I let one arm come out and that sort of not only slowed my spin down but put me off balance. But the second time I managed to tuck them in and really focus on keeping them there. I think that helped. So Sean Unwin says that your arms actually aren't anything to do with getting rotation when you're doing the 360. It's all coming from the hips and the head. And the arms are there to either tuck in to speed up your jump or loosen out to slow it down so that you can basically land in the direction that you want to by slowing with your arms. And just then I did a couple of really good ones, they felt really good at least, and I was focusing on just tucking my arms in as much as possible. So they felt really good. Like that. That's 3 on that side that I'm happy with. 4. Almost 5. I think I'm getting a bit dizzy. Okay. One more. To the right. Yeah, I'm happy with that one. Bit of a wrench in the back, but I'm definitely not, waving my arms about anymore, and that's good. So I think I've done one that I'm happy with round to the left. Let's do This arm's starting to wave out. It's not staying tucked. I got one over there. Very difficult to practice over and over because of the dizziness. Lead with the head, arms tucked in, legs together, and then scissor at the last minute. Okay. Again, that was the arms. I failed with the arms on the first one, and the second one I kept them tucked in. 4. Again, arms. One more. 5. Thus ends my quota for the 360s this session. Let's keep on practicing them, but boy, at least I'm making progress. They're starting to get consistent now. Okay, as promised, back in the bowl. Going to do some pumping and 180s, pumping and jumping I suppose it is. Let's just call it that. See if I can get nice and high. I just want to do just like 50, and then I'm going to go back to maybe less than 50, maybe 30. Then I'm going to go over there again and do more drop-ins. Getting into the bowl I did a sitting drop-in, whereas getting into the bowl I did a sitting drop-in, And when previously I was very kind of apprehensive about those and wasn't really getting them right every single time, I just sat down, did the drop in, everything was fine, didn't even feel kind of uncomfortable or unbalanced or anything like that. So I feel like the sit-in drop-ins, if I do one now and again, that's fine. Maybe probably just at the start of the session where I don't want to do an actual drop-in before I'm warm. Yeah, so happy with the sit-in drop-ins. Going to do some of this and then over there to do standing drop-ins again. Yeah, the sun's just arrived though. I really need to, because what I do is like just coincidentally put it off until the very end of the session. I always forget that the sun arrives to give me one more excuse to not do any drop-ins. But yeah, I'm not going to use it. We're going to do some pumping and jumping, cool, and then drop-ins. And I'm babbling because, you know, it's still scary. It's taking longer than I expected. Oh, I'm at 30. Okay, let's call it there. I can do more, and in fact I think doing more is a really, really good aerobic workout, and for the legs as well. Great conditioning and strengthening for the legs, especially as I come down, because when I come down I can pump with this leg to get more speed because I'm doing a circle rather than just back and forward. I'm kind of coming down at an angle and I need to turn like this, so I can come down with my foot out here and pump out as I turn, and that gets me even more speed. Which I guess is why, one of the reasons why people go in circles rather than up and down. Yes, which means it's time for drop-ins. I'm out. Oh boy. And this is why you shouldn't stop practicing until you're 100% ready, because I am terrified again. Scrape my leg a little bit, bump my shoulder a little bit, no problem. It was going well, but I was focusing so hard on the drop-in that after I'd made it, I wasn't focusing on what to do next. And so I think I just crumpled into the floor, basically. But that's okay. Another Yeah, that fear was back, man. That fear was back. Whew. Nine out of 10. What I was going to do was do a drop in and then come in this direction, and then I was going too fast. I thought, well, I'll go up to the top of that and back down again and then come in this direction, but then I was going too fast for that, so my foot came over the top and I was like, oh crap, maybe I'll get up, and no, I didn't have enough momentum to get up. So yeah, that happened. That was cool though. 9 out of 10 drop-ins. That last one even, where I sort of crashed over there, if I'd been just going straight up, that would have been a success. That was fine. So 10 out of 11, let's call it. Very happy with the how little I fell over. The first fall was fine. Maybe it's been 2 weeks since I last did one, and I've been finding all the excuses in the book to do something else instead. But yeah, those are definitely the drop-ins are like when you're at my level and drop-ins are still really scary. Drop-ins are like character development. So everything else that I do and practice in 360's and all that, that's like skill development. But I guess some of it is overcoming fear. A lot of the skating backwards stuff and going backwards down the ramp and stuff was overcoming fear. But this is the kind of fear that's really hanging around for me. But the first drop-in, I think I had my feet together and then pushed them out. But the subsequent drop-ins, I was just standing on one foot and then like reaching my lead foot out to land me as I dropped in. So that footwork was part of why I was so successful that time, because I figured out that yeah, if the coping is between my first two wheels and I just lean forwards and drop in like that, that works. The wheels don't turn, which is great. I'm not sure how it would work if I tried to use the little groove here. Okay, 7:35. Been going just over an hour, but I want to do some more drop-ins, so let's do another 10. I think now that I'm a bit more comfortable and know where to put the coping in my wheels, I might actually be able to do this anywhere. But for now, let's just make sure that when I do it, I'm landing smooth. Well, my phone ran out of memory while recording the drop-ins, but that's no problem. I got a bunch of them captured, and then I moved to a different place that doesn't have the little groove and did one final drop-in from there successfully, which was great. And so yeah, I better do the wrap-up at home instead. So that was a really good session. Really beautiful day as well, good temperature. We started off with, oh God, what did we start off with? Was it jumping on the sloped box, I think. That was a lot of fun. Kind of like a new twist on an old favourite, jumping onto the horizontal box, now turning it into something else. Managed to do some 180s off the back there, that was cool. More progress on the 360's. I did a bunch of 360's. A lot of them were crap, but then I sort of started, I think my head was okay, and my legs were okay, but I wasn't using my arms properly. So a bit of focusing on keeping the arms nice and tucked in got me all the way around and made me feel a lot more comfortable with the 360's. From there we moved into the bowl. I did a bunch of pump and jump, got to 30 reps there, no falls, no major incidents, and then went on to the drop-ins. And yeah, the standing drop-ins are still very scary, but I can feel like, especially, I mean, like, I did 22 total drop-ins and succeeded in 21 of them. So it was only the very first one where I fell over, and the rest of them were all fine. So yeah, I feel like I'm getting to the point where I can do that kind of drop-in quite comfortably. It's still scary every time. I still hesitated a long time, especially for the first one. But like having done it a bunch a couple of weeks ago, and then coming back to it now and kind of reinforcing the synapses, I suppose, reinforcing the muscle memory and figuring out a new little technique by what to do with my feet when I'm going for it. It feels like I've really progressed on that as well, and I got over the fear a lot faster, and I got to and each time I did a new rep I was able to sort of get set up and just go, get set up and go, whereas previously I might wait a little bit before going for the drop-in. Yeah, so very happy with today's session. I feel like I've come a long way since I started, and just watching a few of the videos back from the old days, not the old days, I guess it's only like 3 or 4 weeks ago that I started recording, but what is this, number 23? So yeah, at least 3 weeks worth of actual recordings, and I've done more skating outside of the videos themselves, so and I didn't actually start recording until, anyway, yeah, I've come a very long way, and I'm very happy with my progress, so that's really cool. Okay, thanks for watching. I will catch you in the next one.